Hi, this is Eric Sloof, and we're joined by Matt Piercy. We're at the Solutions Exchange VMworld 2013. Matt, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good. So, you're the Northern EMEA's Vice President. You're dealing a lot with customers. What do you think that DEVI, the convention, means for your customers, especially in Europe?
So the DEVI convention this week in particular has been a message that's really resonated. We've been able to show people how they can take the things that they know and they trust, but probably they understand are not going to get them to where they need to get to in the future. And we've articulated and laid out a journey and a vision as to how they can achieve their dreams and their ambitions and actually allow IT for the first time ever to become an enabler to business rather than a service that they provide. So I suppose I would summarize it as saying the convention has been all around the limitations of IT and making it work for you. It's all about you and your computers and what you can do. And what we're showing this week is it's no longer about you and it's no longer about the computers. Actually, you can do what you need to do to allow your business to be more competitive.
Right.
The second part about DEVI Convention, which I'm very proud of, is a lot of vendors this year have cancelled their events like this. And we're here in Barcelona with 8,500 people. There's a real buzz about the place, so we've defied convention in that way as well.
Yeah, great. So, talking about customers in Europe are something completely different than customers in America, I think. Even the difference between countries like the Netherlands and Belgium with different cultures, is it harder to sell vSphere in Europe, or is Europe an early adapter and are the engineers more knowledgeable?
So you mentioned vSphere. vSphere as a platform is, first of all, very well established, and secondly, has a meaning and value to every type of company in every country. So culturally, we don't see an adoption that's different anywhere in the world. I mean, that's a great thing about vSphere. It reaches everywhere. This week, a lot of what we're talking about are some of the hybrid cloud services. We're talking about our end user computing, and that is slightly different from country to country. For example, in a country like some of the parts of Western and Central Africa, where they never had any broadband connectivity, they're jumping straight to 3G and 4G. So our end user message really resonates there. It's very important to them. Hybrid cloud, that market today is significantly bigger in the UK than anywhere else in EMEA. So that is a conversation that will take place more in the UK than other countries. So there are subtle differences. But since you mentioned vSphere, no, I'm very pleased to tell you, vSphere is something we talk about a lot in every country.
Right, okay. So the hybrid cloud services will also going to run in the UK. Do you think that clients are more willing to move their private clouds or their virtual machines to that platform instead of to the cloud in the US?
Well, as you know, this week we announced we're going to stand up our own service in Europe, and we'll start with the UK, and we'll have that available for a beta before the end of the year. The thing I'm most excited about, if I'm honest with you, is not what we have today, but it's where we're going to go with it. I see us being able to offer our customers things like disaster recovery as a service, management as a service, all in time. So I think I'm very excited, not about what the hybrid cloud service means to us today. I'm more excited about what it's going to mean over the next 2 to 3 years. Our plan now is to get the beta up and running, to get some customers on board, to work with them to prove to them that it really works and it does what we say it does. And then our next stage is to roll it out into other countries. So it's a really exciting time. Now, this is a part of our business that we have to be successful in, and I really think we will be successful in.
Great. So speaking about excitement, what's your most exciting moment in this whole week? There is a lot of news, you meet a lot of people. What's so special about the VMworld?
For me, we've done VMworld for a lot of years now, and coming here, it's difficult to appreciate how we can make it different, how we can really allow our customers to get something different out of it. But we've done it. Last night I went to some of the events and receptions. I met one of our biggest customers in Sweden who started this conversation with me by saying, Matt, I've got to tell you, this has not been what I wanted. It's been much better than I wanted. And he then told me that he felt that we were delivering the products that he needed, but most importantly, we were talking to him in a way that he understood. So we weren't just positioning a product and a technology, we were talking about the way in which it could enable services for him, we were talking about the services we had to stand it up and make it work for him. So that's been exciting. I really think we've delivered the messages well this year. The other thing I've appreciated this year, we've actually taken the layout and made it better. Having the Solution Exchange over this side has been really positive. I've noticed this year more people in the Solution Exchange and they're staying longer than they did a year ago. I think the message that Pat Gelsinger outlined on stage yesterday is the culmination of a couple of years of work to consolidate VMware's thinking. As you know, 2 years ago we had a very broad product set. Now we have a very, very narrow and focused product set. But yesterday we showed people what it means and how powerful it is and what you can do with it. It truly is end-to-end infrastructure. The software-defined data center is very real now. We've announced general availability today of our networking product. Every facet of the software-defined data center is now available, and the users and the customers and the partners that are here this week are actually talking to us about products they can buy and implement today.
Right. This is more real, you mean, because the products are actually can be downloaded by the clients, can be used, can be implemented. I also noticed that thinking about the structure of the event, putting the hands-on labs on the other side and putting the solution exchange here, how much time goes into preparing an event like this and planning and meetings and all sorts of things? Does it keep you busy for weeks or months?
Yeah, so I should admit, because I know some of the people that organise this are going to look at this, I personally, my job is to make sure we drive attendance and we have the right people here and to have some input into the overall agenda. The people who put this event together are phenomenal. The hands-on labs, you mentioned those, we've got some really talented technical people who put those on, and you know how popular they are, thousands and thousands of labs. And what always amazes me is how many people actually do every single one of them. There's a competition every year to see who can do the most labs. But I mean, the people who get the sponsorship, that's hard work. The sponsors that are here, we couldn't do this event without them, so that's fantastic. Everything down to the food, the party on the last night, the amount of organisation is incredible. We have an army of people at VMware that are very talented, and I think we all owe a big thank you to them. They've done a good job for us.
Great. One last question. You are active on Twitter. You're following me, I noticed. So, do you think Twitter is a business tool, or how do you use it? Does it get you up to speed in the morning? Do you filter out messages? Yeah. Can people follow you? And what's your handle?
So, Eric, first of all, you say I'm active on Twitter, but when I'm stood next to you, I'm an amateur. But for me, Twitter, it's not about what you say or what I say. For me, it's actually about what I learn. I mean, it's a fantastic tool, depending on who you follow. It's like a newspaper of this industry to get what I need out of it. This week in particular, Twitter has gone crazy. And the other thing I get out of Twitter is it's very real. I can see when we announce a product, like we did yesterday, we announced the general availability of NSX. I can see in real time what people really think about it. So not the VMware positioning, but what our customers and our partners think, which, by the way, I have to say is very, very positive. My handle on Twitter is cloud_Matt. But actually, if people want to know about this industry and you're interested in the products and the technology, you may do just as well to follow Eric rather than me.
Great, Matt. Many thanks for the interview, and enjoy the last day of the VMworld tomorrow.
I will. Thanks, Eric. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.